"I wasn't a nice guy." I said, "What? I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Lou Gehrig." And he said, "Oh, one time I was reading the sports section, he snatched it out of my hands."
Dixie said that.
Yeah, that was Dixie said that about it because he played with Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, right.
He said that, but I won the Lou Gehrig Award my last year, which is given to a first baseman who does stuff on and off the field and kind of represents his spirit. And I'm as proud of that as anything I did.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful award, and of course he was such a great player. They used to say he hit balls so hard that they would go through the outfielders, between the outfielders, as though they were going through infielders.
And that Lou Gehrig Award, I remember you were very active in when you were playing in anti-drug addiction. Are you still involved in that?
No, but I still work for the Dodgers. I talk to kids, but that's partly why I wanted, because of that drug work.
Because I remember you on television being interviewed, and you pointed out that the difference between alcohol and drugs. With alcohol, you don't necessarily drink to get high, whereas with drugs, you do. And so I remember that very specifically.
Yeah, we had Jimmy Lefevre and I,
So
and Dave
remember
Hull.
that.
Dave Hull, the disc jockey, Hullabaloo, we used to go out schools, high school, junior highs, and
Well, we thank you for that, because that was a time when that was very important.
it was. We need to do that with steroids now.
Right.
You know, I was never mentioned in there, but if we'd had more time, I would have said that free agency has changed baseball more than anything since I played, but that also has led to steroids, because the free agency allowed players to make more money by putting their services and their skills up for bidding, open bidding. And since owners and general managers pay players to produce runs, and specifically, or more specifically, to hit home runs, that's why they started taking steroids, because it all comes down to money. More steroids, more home runs, more money in your pocket. It's just connect the dots.
Now, what do you think about what Mark Gray says? If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Mark Gray?
I think he might have said that just in jest. He
Yeah.
might have.
He might believe it, though. I mean, and think,
He might.
players have always tried to get an edge, however they can.
He might. You're right. But you know what I say about that is that's an individual decision. And some guys are going to do that. Like Pete Rose would do anything to win. Anything.
So would John McGraw.
That's right. That's exactly right. But then there's other people who choose to stay within the rules, whatever they view those rules to be, or whatever they are at the time. And I think you have to make that decision individually. But you have to stay within certain parameters, because there are league rules, team rules, and there is a commissioner. I wish there were still league presidents. I miss that. But there's still a commissioner. Now, I'm not terribly fond of Bud Selig, because he's the guy who gave us Frank McCourt in the first place. Right? It's not working. And then the other thing is, the whole steroid era exploded under his watch. But
And there's no question that the owners and the executives knew all about this.
absolutely.
And so
You knew
they're
about it.
taking it out on the lowest guy. And the people who are responsible for letting it go don't take responsibility.
I have to say,
We knew about it. He certainly knew about it.
I knew about the steroid issue in 1986, when people are talking about it hitting the fan in 92. It may have come on certainly under Faye Benson, tutelage when steroids became popular. What happened in the 10 years that it took them to legislate a rule? Just unbelievable.
Well, what was there was something going on in baseball. It was in trouble. Remember, right before the strike.
The strike, yeah.
Okay, so now baseball's in trouble, and then all of a sudden you have Mark McGuire, Rafael Palmeiro, Sammy Sosa, and Barry Bonds hitting all these home runs, and now people are coming back to the ballpark. You know what this reminds me of? And they let it go because the owners are making money. They're happy. You're all paying for tickets and going to the game. It reminds me of 1965, late August. We're playing the Giants in San Francisco. Marshall hits Roseboro over the head with the bat.
Right.
Hits him over the head with the bat. He should have been either kicked out of the game or suspended for the entire year, except for one little thing. Pennant race. Giants Dodgers, who else was in that? I think the Pirates. So if you suspend Marshall for the season, that ends the pennant race because he's their best pitcher.
Follow the money.
So the commissioner who was no, it was Giles. He goes, yeah, you're right. The owners are happy. Everybody's making money. Baseball's doing great. We got a pennant race going. We're packing the stadiums. So I'm only going to suspend Marshall for 8 days and fine him $1,700, something like that. We read that it's a joke. Marshall took a bat and hit our catcher over the head 3 times in front of a million witnesses counting television. And that's it? That's all that happens?
That rules were omitted. He took the zero and threw the ball back.
That's right. And you know why he did that? Because Sandy Koufax was pitching. Marshall had already hit 2 of our guys. I think it was Wills and Farrelly. And at the end of the inning, Roseburg goes to Koufax and says, you got to throw at Mays or McCovey. You got to hit him. Sandy said, won't do it. Sandy would not throw at anybody. He would not do it. Personal decision.
But the temptation for retaliation must have been.
So Roseburg said, okay, I'll take care of it. He received a pitch, leaned to the inside. Marshall was a right-hand hitter, up at the plate, threw the ball back, tipped his ear. Marshall turned him and said, did you do that on purpose? And Roseburg said, shut up and hit. Boom, 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 3 times. That's how it happened.